Welcome to Rethink, the podcast that empowers you to challenge your existing beliefs and embrace new, more productive ways of thinking. Here at Rethink, we believe that the key to self-fulfillment lies in shattering old thought patterns and adopting new mindsets that support personal growth and empowerment. With expert guests and thought leaders from a wide range of fields, we explore strategies and insights that can help you achieve success and fulfillment in all areas of your life. From relationships to career, business ownership, and health, you are the source of your own success. We're just here to help you tap into your true potential and create a brighter future. So join us on the journey of personal growth and empowerment, and let's rethink what's possible for our lives. Most of us are taught to wait for evidence that what it is that we want actually is either going to happen or will certainly happen or has already happened. In order to celebrate, we tend to wait before we want to celebrate. We want to make sure it's going to come to pass. But here's an idea. Here's a thought. Here's a what if. Because this is Rethink Podcast. What if you celebrated before you got the result? This is the reframing we're going to do today, celebrating before it happens, creating the environment, creating the vibration, creating the framework and the environment for your solution, your achievement, your award, your house, your car, your special person, whatever it is. Let's prematurely create the environment and let's celebrate before it happens. Your celebration is the seed. This is the way to rethink this. Your celebration is the seed, it's not the result. Your celebration is the seed, not the result. We're going to get into a lot today, but I'm trying to stay on track because, man, that really ignites a lot in me because for so long I was in that pocket of just thinking, I will, reciprocate when this happens. When I get the promotion or when I get the job or the house or the wife or the whatever, then that's time to celebrate. Well, really, we're more mature thinkers now. We know that celebrating creates a vibration, and that's a vibration of trust. It's an embodiment of faith. It's a full permission to the universe and to you to believe before the outcome actually arrives. If you want to go back to scriptural references, the great teacher indicates, those things that you desire, right now, believe that you have them. Right now, not like wait till you get them, believe that you have them. Now, in other words, celebrate your victory, your achievement, your approval. Celebrate it now. Celebrating, in this sense, becomes a spiritual act of certainty. You're coming across to the universe in a way that you're saying, I am positive that this is going to work out for me. It isn't about pretending or faking it. So this isn't some sort of magic thinking or anything like that. It's about feeling it first, feeling it into existence, the Neville Goddard, going to the end, manifesting from the end, creating from the feeling of the wish already fulfilled. How would you feel if you already had or achieved the thing that you desire? It's about feeling it first. So the universe knows that you're serious when it feels. You do know the universe doesn't speak English or German or French. It coordinates and correlates with your vibration. In other words, how do you feel? So when you withhold your celebration until after the goals, reached or achieved, it's a signal of lack, in terms of your thinking. When you celebrate before it manifests, you're declaring a readiness and a worthiness. So the question is today for you is, has it happened yet? Has it happened yet? It's can I celebrate as if it's already done? Not has it happened yet. It's can I celebrate as if it's already done? And that's the vibration that's going to collapse the timelines. We're talking quantum now. That's the vibration that's going to collapse the timelines. It's curiously enough, going through this series, of course, the universe presents me with opportunities to, utilize these techniques I'm teaching to you in real time. And so, yes, life happens to all of us. And so I'm dealing with, situations now where I'm having to practice this. And well, we all should be. This should be a regular practice for us to be able to encounter our challenges, our opportunities in life with these new methodologies. So, today, celebrate before it happens is what we're doing. We're going to understand why it's important to create the vibration and the arena, the environment, for our achievements. So, guys, welcome into the podcast. If this is your first time, my name is Kelly. It is always my hope and pleasure to welcome you into the podcast. Thank you so much for finding us. So why don't you go ahead and subscribe so you forget who we are and where we are. Old heads, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. We're on day 25 of our 30-day series, Manifestation and Monetization. We are doing a series and we're going to end up, building a roadmap. And we've done quite a good job building a roadmap of monetizing our passionate work, the things that we love to do for, our family, our local community, world community, that thing that we know we're passionate about, the thing that we're bringing to the world. How do we monetize that and make it bigger, make it grow? That's what this series is all about. So if that's something you resonate with, welcome aboard. If this is your first day listening, you got to go back another 25 shows and get caught up. No worries, because they're all, they're all out there. They're not going anywhere. We're on every podcast and platform you can think of. So enjoy. And of course, we would love for you to be a member here and support the podcast. If you want to learn how to do that, all you have to do is go and take a look down into the show notes. We would love for you to be a member here at the podcast and support the podcast. Tomorrow, we are going to be talking about the power of completion, closure. Is momentum, finish the loop type of thing, so that's what's coming up. But today, we're celebrating before it happens. I'm really excited about this, if you can't tell already. This is something that really resonates with me, something that I have learned over my 54 years, and I am super excited to share what I know and what I've researched with you. So let's rock and roll, guys. All right, so rewiring your brain. Rewiring your brain, hence rethink, ways for us to rethink old ideas in a new way and be more productive. How do we do that through, in terms of celebrating? How do we create emotional balance? We're going to rewire our brain today through emotional rehearsal. And emotions, of course, are our feelings. And the feelings are super important because that's what creates your vibration. All right, let's go over it again. Not your words. Now, your words help get you into an emotional state. However, it's your feeling. So when you're journaling, ensure that you are accompanying your words, your written words, with feelings. When you're doing your affirmation or your mirror work, or even you're doing some sort of breath work, it's important that you embody those practices with your actual feelings. Your emotions are going to get you to that state. Now, your brain doesn't need reality. Hear me good. Your brain doesn't need reality to feel realities. Subconscious mind, your mind, doesn't really know if this is happening now or not. That's the power of your imagination. What it needs is repetition. It needs repetition, it needs emotion and sensory cues. Okay. So every time you celebrate in advance, you are engaging with what most psychologists would call emotional rehearsal. Okay. You activate the same neural pathways and the same neural circuits as someone who's actually achieved the goal already. Okay. So in essence, you trick your nervous system into aligning with the result, not the effort, with the result. The internal alignment triggers behaviors, more confidence, more ease, more inspired actions, and not just you, but even the actions of people around you. which inevitably changes the external outcome. So if you want to become a magnet for your miracles, and miracles is a word we don't really use here a lot because we want it to be commonplace for you to be able to create your own environment and know that your actions are creating your own environment. So if you want to do that, you become a magnet for those outcomes. You have to learn how to celebrate like the person who's already lived this manifestation. You already have it. You're that guy. You're that girl. The celebration isn't fake. It's foresight. It's you saying, I'm not so much getting the thing. I have become the type of person or the person who always gets the things that they desire. That's who you are. Now, whether you realize it or not, it's up for grabs. But that's who you are. And once you realize that, you walk in that, you speak in that, you sleep in that, you make decisions in that mind frame. And so no matter what it is that's going on in your 3D environment, when you embody a person with that level of confidence, everything works out for you. Everything works out for you. And you have that attitude and the universe says yes, because the universe only says yes. So if you're saying, yeah, I don't have a lot and I don't have a car, I don't have a house, and the universe says, yes, of course you don't. But if you say, I have everything that I need and I'm abundant, universe says, yes, of course, yes, to more of that. But you've got to plant the seed. So again, back to the top, celebration is the seed, is not the result. I want you to really think about that. Really begin to reframe the way that you think. Don't just listen to this podcast. If you're just listening for entertainment, it's not going to help you. You must now begin to say, okay, practically speaking, can I do this? So the next time that you go into a emotional or mental rehearsal about a negative scenario, you've got to stop yourself and plant a different seed. And your seed needs to be, your celebration is that seed. Whatever it is you're going after, weight loss, new home, entrepreneurship, business license, whatever it is you're going after, celebrate the victory now and create space for it. So your celebration is the seed, not the result. In terms of rewiring your brain for emotional rehearsal, we all have done this whether we know it or not. And I'm going to take a sip of my coffee while we're talking. So we've all done this whether we are aware or not. Once my paradigm shifted, I began to see examples of how I've created things that are currently in my life, and I could co-sign and say, yeah, that's exactly how I did it. Let me give you an example. My home that I currently live in, and if you've been listening to this podcast any length of time, I've used this example before, but it really fits here, so bear with me. The home that I live in, I remember vividly having this printout on my desk for almost 2 weeks. Now, in the old days, right when the internet was starting, even before, you would print things out. If you were home shopping or apartment shopping or something, you would have addresses on it and you would have pictures of what the rooms look like, et cetera, et cetera. So I built myself a little package of houses that I was interested in. And this particular house that I'm living in now was just sitting on the top of that stack on my desk at my other house. And for weeks, I just saw it sitting on my desk. I saw it. Now, yes, I came out and visited and met the lady that lived here. And of course, I fell in love with it and everything like that. But also I went to see 5 or 6 other houses. But this house was sitting on the top all that time. And I would look at that house. And I would say, man, I wonder what it would feel like to live in that house. I wonder what it would feel like to decorate. One of the things I love is the holidays. And I know that doesn't make me special because everybody loves the holidays, I think. So I thought about, the number of windows on the front of my house in this house. I thought, oh my God, it would be so great to have that type of house. So I could put those wreaths on the front of your windows and on your door, and it has that postcard look. So I would imagine, I always wanted a home theater, and the house I used to live in didn't have a basement, and I knew this house did. And I would imagine going into my basement and watching movies and things like that. And this went on for weeks. Hence, when it was time for me to decide on a home, this house came to me. And the reason I say it came to me is because I wasn't the only one looking at this house. There were other people interested. As a matter of fact, my neighbor across the street wanted to bid on this house and didn't get it. They didn't get it because not because they didn't qualify, but the lady who we met here said, I want you guys to have this house. That's a fact. We went looking, we came here first, we went looking at other houses. By the time we got back, showed our interest, they had already said, hey, we would like to have this house. And I don't remember if they tried to do a contract or something like that. But the lady who lived here said, no, I want to sell my home to these people. And we've been living here 20 years. So I'm telling you, this works, whether you're aware of it or not. Another example, I took a trip one year.
Let's take a quick break.
Hey guys, we're going to get you back to that exciting podcast very soon. But I wanted to break in and just let you know that we have relaunched, revamped, revitalized our 31 Days to New Beginning. It is a powerful step-by-step course. It is designed to help you to reset your mindset, to build new habits, and yes, create lasting positive change in your life. Over the span of 31 days, you'll be guided through daily lessons and journaling prompts and even actionable exercises that are going to help you to break free from limiting beliefs. It's going to help you to gain clarity on your goals and also help you to develop the confidence you're going to need to pursue your life's dreams. So whether you're feeling stuck or you're simply ready for a fresh start, the course, 31 Days to New Beginning, is going to provide you with the tools, the strategies, and the support that you're going to need to transform your life from the inside out. So why don't you start the journey today? Go over, click on 31 Days of New Beginning, and step into a new chapter of growth, of purpose, and fulfillment. Let's get back to our podcast. A road trip from Atlanta to Pennsylvania. So it's an 11-hour drive. Plenty of time to be daydreaming, right? I had just met my wife, then girlfriend. And I was just really at this stage of relationship where I was so deeply enamored with her. And every day, it was just like all I could do to just get up there and back so I could see her. And so I would think about her the whole way. And I thought many times what it would be like to, for us to be together long term, of course, marriage. I could see ourselves walking down the aisle. I even saw her father, my father-in-law, walking her down the aisle. I pictured our wedding day. What you do when you drive, right? You're imagining these things. And perhaps we think it's just folly. It's just, using your imagination like it's something minor, but it's major. It is you creating space for that thing to happen. Now, when I first met my wife, one of the first things she said to me was she didn't want to get married. That's one of the first things she said. As a matter of fact, when I first met my wife, she was dating someone else. So it wasn't like this was just handed over like so easily. It was action that was beyond what I could do. Right? It was beyond what I could do. I couldn't change her mind necessarily about how she felt about marriage. She was dating somebody else. We just happened to work together, and then we became closer friends. That relationship dissolved. We began to spend more and more time together, and things just happen. My point is this: you have to realize that, you don't have to, but it would benefit you to realize that your celebration, you're creating this emotional, doing this emotional rehearsal, creating space for the thing that you want. Just focus on that. Because if you look at the 3D may not agree with what you're thinking, but it doesn't mean it can't or won't happen. If I just walked away, my wife said, yeah, we're in our early 20s. My wife was still in college. Of course, she's going to say, yeah, I don't know if I want to have kids. I don't think I want to get married and that kind of stuff. I could have just said, well, okay, all right, I'll go find somebody else, you know? Or somebody could say, hey, you don't qualify for this car, or no, you don't qualify for this house, or no, you don't, you don't meet the criteria for the person we want for this position, or you have to have this amount of money for this building or for this liquor license. Whatever it is you're doing, stay in your emotional rehearsal. See it being completed. Feel the emotions of having the thing that you want. And I'm telling you from personal experience, it will come to you. It will come to you. It doesn't have a choice. It doesn't really have a choice. You're a creator. Go create. Don't ask. Don't ask. Just create. Hold those emotions, hold those feelings. Okay. All right. So you got 2 examples for me. Let's talk about step by step how to create a solution, how to do this, how to practice this, how to celebrate, early, how to pre-celebrate with intention. Okay, with intention. This is important. Step-by-step ritual. This is a 5-step, as I love to do, celebration framework, and is movements that you can do each day that can tune you into your next level self, that can tune you into the joy before the actual evidence arrives. Now, what's great about this? Now, when the examples I gave you, okay, let me just be clear. I had no idea what I was doing. Okay. I was not, my paradigm had not shifted. I was not, Kelly from Rethink at that point. I was in my 20s. And believe you me, my paradigm had not shifted. What I'm suggesting, what I'm telling you is that when I look back on my life and I see how things came to me and I match it up against what I'm teaching you now, it worked. I didn't know that this is what I was doing, but it doesn't matter. It works none the same. So imagine if you are in a negative spiral about how things are going to happen for you, or you're a pessimistic person, or you are a complainer, or you are someone who is an agitator, someone's hard to get along with. How you're creating that environment every day for yourself. So let's talk about how to create this framework. Number 1 is set the scene. Activate your senses. This should be fun because we're going to be using our imagination. So use your senses. Start by creating a sensory environment that mirrors your celebration. Play music that makes you feel good and makes your soul move. You can light a candle if that's what you like to do. I don't necessarily like music like jump around music. I like meditative type of music that gets me into a higher vibration. But it's kind of like how can I explain this? I like a LED type lit room with a massage chair and soft music and candle and incense. That's my feel good meditative space. That's my feel good yoga room. That's the place where I would go and just celebrate within myself, and feel really good about it. I don't have to loud music. That's not me. But if that's you, do that. Put on an outfit that suggests that, hey, this is my next level self. I told you about that in a couple podcasts ago. I dress every day like the person that is doing the things that I want to do. This is an extra. It's essential. Your environment is essential. It's the cue to your subconscious mind that something awesome is happening, something good is happening, something spectacular is happening. And joy needs a vessel. And think of yourself as that vessel. So prepare your space and feel like prepare your space to feel a moment of arrival. Think about like when the baby comes home from the hospital, or when you guys come home and enter your home as a newlywed couple, or when you first come into your new home. Those sorts of things. Begin to prepare your space for whatever it is that you're seeking. The second thing is speak as if it's already done. Speak things. I'm so into this now that when I hear myself or someone else say, I could, or I might, or I hope, those things they trigger me almost. I don't say I get angry, but I'm like, don't say that. Don't say that. Present tense or past tense is where we want to be. Why? Because we are speaking in a way that this is done. This is done. This is already done. Like, for example, I wake up and I write in my journal, say, man, today was such a great day. I'm saying to myself, to the universe, about something that hasn't really happened, that it was awesome. It was great. And here's what we did. Okay. So attract and articulate the desire as if it's already manifested by saying things like this. I'm so grateful my book hit the bestseller. I'm overjoyed. I'm overjoyed at how effortlessly my clients are finding me. I find so many clients are finding me. I'm overjoyed. I feel so held, so seen, so supported in my purpose. I feel so held, so seen, and so supported in my purpose. This goal isn't to trick yourself. It's to train yourself to speak in a way that is aligned with the things that you want to desire or that you want and desire. Your words become declarations, if you will, of your identity, not wishful thinking. This is a declaration of the type of person who manifests things that they want all the time. This is not wishful thinking. You should say that to yourself as well. Number 3, move your body. Anchor the emotion. Anchor your emotion somatically. You can dance, you can laugh, you can cry tears of joy. Throw your arms up in the air just like you won an award or the lottery. And the reason is you want to do this is because your body stores trauma and stress and 9 times out of 10, without us knowing it, we're tense until we realize that we are. But your body also can store triumph, not just trauma, but triumph. So when you add movement to manifestation, you're saying to yourself, your root vibration goes deeper. So joy becomes not just a feeling, it's a physical memory within your body, and it knows it's time to return to the joy. So your physical memory, you can return at any time. Okay, so move your body. And number 4, create a tangible marker. This can be this can be really anything you want. Let's call it a joy token. You can write a note to yourself. I like to do that. Write a note to yourself with today's celebration, what you're celebrating, and put it in a victory jar. You know, like people sometimes use a swear jar. Create yourself a victory jar. Record a short self video. You can do that. Everybody has access to, well, most people have access to cell phones. You can just record yourself briefly expressing the gratitude. Hey, I achieved this goal today. It was so great. It was so wonderful. I feel awesome. A really neat thing to do is before you go into your exam, students, before you go in to your interviews, you know, folks who are looking for jobs, before you go and do the, you know, whatever you're about to do, record yourself telling yourself that you're proud of yourself for having a successful interview. You're proud of yourself for doing so well on your, you know, your recital or your test or whatever it is that you're doing. Thank yourself for being dedicated and prepared. Okay. Create a tangible marker. And then lastly, bless the future. Send gratitude into the quantum field. A different way of thinking about this is sending light. When I'm meditating, a lot of times, you know, I was taught early on when my paradigm first shifted about using light and gratitude to create a space for you and go ahead of you and prepare the way for you. Close your practice each day by sending love or light or gratitude to your future self. Send the love, send the light, send the gratitude to your future self. You say things like, thank you for holding this vision. Thank you for sharing this vision with me. Thank you for not giving up on us. Thank you for becoming him, becoming her. Then take one aligned action. This is important. Take one action, no matter what it is, big or small, that brings you closer to that reality, brings you closer to that energy. Because when celebration meets movement, miracles or achievements or goals accelerate. And that's who you are now. That's who you are now. So once you begin to practice this consistently, what you can do and what you will feel is that your nervous system starts to believe it. It starts to believe you are that version of yourself already. And the key is to keep doing it. So you no longer chase, you attract. You no longer operate from lack or scarcity. You operate from legacy. You're creating legacy. This becomes your lifestyle. That's important. This becomes your lifestyle. So pre-celebration rewires your default frequency. So no longer worrying about if something's going to happen or not. You're celebrating that it's already done. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Not because you're forced to do it, but because you felt it first. So when things don't go as planned, don't begin to spiral downward, okay? You know the celebration was not wasted. You know this. It planted a frequency. The frequency's there. It's going to return and it's going to be multiplied, just not always on your own timeline in the way that you saw it. Refer to my earlier examples, okay? Imagine when I came back to this home and said, hey, I'd love to buy your house. She said, hey, somebody's already put on a contract on this. I said, oh man, of all the houses that we looked at, this is the one we liked the most. So I go home and I'm sitting thinking, man, we should have did this and we should have did that. I should have just went on ahead and put down the contract while we were there. We were there first. And then all of a sudden my phone rings. All of a sudden my phone rings. And she says, you know what? I don't know why I'm telling you this. I don't know why, but I really see your family living in my home. I can see your children in my home, and I want to sell this house to you guys. Okay? So no matter what it looks like, just know you planted the seed. The celebration builds resilience. It says, I know who I am, and I'm not waiting for the world to agree. You're a creator. You are a creator. Rewire the way you think about yourself. Input this into who you are, who you believe yourself to be, your self-concept. Your celebration, here's the end. Your celebration is the seed, it's not the result. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. Listen to this podcast again. This one is a juicy one. Share it with someone that you think would like this podcast, who may need to hear this podcast. Thank you guys so much. Come back and hang out with me tomorrow. I will see you later. Bye. That's all for today's episode of Rethink. We hope that you've enjoyed this exploration of new ideas and perspectives and found valuable insights and strategies that you can apply to your life. Remember, you are the source of your own success and fulfillment. And by embracing new ways of thinking, you can unlock your true potential and yes, create the life that you truly desire. Now, if you've enjoyed this episode, we encourage you to support the podcast by sharing it with your friends, your family members, your loved ones, and associates, and even your followers on social media. Also, leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Lastly, don't forget to check out our show notes for free downloads and empowering ebooks that can help you on your journey of personal growth and empowerment. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. We look forward to exploring more ideas and insights with you in the next episode of Rethink.